We're heading to our train back day here. Supercharger. So it's pretty fast. But of course I stay within the speed limits, so I don't want to get a ticket. Police like to give me tickets. I wonder if Coleman would give me a ticket if he pulled me over.
How's it going?
Two warm-up sets.
One more.
Pasta pump. That's what I got today.
No pain for you. Come on. No pain for you. Come on. Come on now. Come on. This is what he's known for right here. Big back. Big back. Come on. Come on now. Breathe. No pain. No pain. Come on now. All you. Come on. Come on. No pain. No pain.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. No pain. No pain. You gotta train hard, you big man. Big man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ready? Let's go. Let's go. No pain. Come on. Take her home now. Come on. Dave, come on. Come on. Come on. All you, Papa. All you. Come on. Good. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. More. Go on. Let's go. Come on. No pain for you now. No pain. How about October now? Come on. More. Come on, Papa. What's to be done now? Your job. Come on. Come on. No pain. Come on. Good.
These one-arm movements are the best. Okay? But really focusing on is increase the thickness in the back. Bring the arm back. Extension. And my back's already pretty much ready to go. Here, so I'm gonna do one feel set with a couple plates. Four.
All you know. All you know. Come on now. Come on. No pain. Let's go. Come on. Four. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. No pain now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. More. No pain. No pain. Come on, Jim. Whew. Nothing. Good, damn it. Come on. He loves doing back. You can't get enough of back. Loves it. Come on. Come on. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright. No pain for you, man. No pain. This is why you're the best in the world, right here. This is why you're the best, right here. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. Come on. No pain. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, come on. Come on, on you. Come on, no. No pain now. Come on, come on. This is what you do best now. You can't get enough of this. You love this stuff. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on. We'll come back tonight. Whew. Alright. So walk in the park for you. Walk in the park, brother. Come on. Your house, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, big bag. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
This is how you can improve back. Heavy bent rows. Thickness. Front to back. You never want to show the weight that you're scared. But this is some heavy ass weight right here.
Let's get fucking mean now. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. Come on. Let's go, Cutler. Come on. Come on. Dig. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. All you now. Come on. Tear it up, baby. No pain. No gain.
The weight's falling off. Shit.
Come on now. No pain, kid. No pain. Come on. Come on. No pain. Come on. That back looks like the MGM, don't it? MGM. Let's go. Let's get second one now. Second one. Second one. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Jake. Come on. Come on. That's what you do best now. That's what you do best now. Come on. Come on. No pain for you. No pain. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. Come on. No pain. All you.
We're not playing games with this pin stuff anymore. Going for the whole thing. How many exercises is that? What do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6, right? 6. 18 sets. I always shoot for 20, 25 sets.
Let's go. Come on. Come on. Second one now. Second one. Come on. You train like this all the time. 12 months out of the year you do this. Come on. No pain for you. Come on. Let's go now. Come on now. No pain, Cutler. Come on now. Come on. Another one. Come on. No pain. Come on. Come on. Dig.
All right, one more set with the long bar.
Let's go, Cutler. Come on. This guy has more heart and drive. You've never seen before. All heart this guy. No pain for this guy. That's why he's no one in the world right now. Come on. He loves this stuff. Come on. Come on. More. Come on. No pain for you now. Come on. Let's go, Cutler. Come on. No pain. Come on.
Good. All right, let me do one more set of those. Then we'll do lower back.
One more?
Yeah.
All right, Cutler. Good second weight there now. Strong finish. Strong finish. Do what you do best now. Do what you do best now. Come on. Yeah. Let's go now. Let's go. Come on. No pain. No pain. Come on. More. Come on. Let's go. Come on. You love this now. Come on. All heart, baby. All heart. A lot of heart and drive in this kid. Come on. Come on. No pain now. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Good. No, we got lower back. Catch my breath first. Fuck, take some wind out of me, man. Gonna really work on my lower back this year. Rick's wife doesn't like my pants.
Why? It's all right. That means you got something there, buddy.
Who knows? Can't please everybody, right?
Come on. Come on, Jay. More.
Give me that plate, will you? I guess I haven't built my way up to 3 45-pound plates yet. But I don't think I ever will, actually.
Come on. Gotta do a little calves now. I don't know if I should throw up first. It's all about the nose, tremendous. It's all about the nose. You got all the gyms in your video, huh?
Yeah,
one.
except three. And Craig.
Okay.
Another war wound. That's what happens when you ride motorcycles. The pipes burn you. All right, peel that shit. Peel that.
I'm coming up. Big Garfield, baby.
Another sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
Step back just a little bit there. Thank you. Right there.
his back workout. Hardest part of the week. And that's it. Look who we got here. We got Frank. We got Frank Hillebrand in our gym.
Cut.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Frank's out here training. Another pro bodybuilder in Vegas. To enjoy the best living in the world. So now Frank's in my video too. So they had my back workout. Pretty heavy today. And got a feel of another gym here in Vegas. This is the one closest to my house up here in Summerlin. And as you can see, it's getting actually pretty busy here this afternoon. Seems like everyone gets out of bed in Vegas after 1 o'clock because the city never sleeps. But we sleep at normal time schedules at my house because I'm the hardcore guy. Frank will tell you. Here we are, post-training back day. It's a feast for everyone, including our cameraman.
Great. Thank you.
We got potatoes, shredded potatoes. We have Pro M3 powder mixed with Gatorade. We have rice cakes with cinnamon equal on them. We got sugar oats with honey, 2 packets, about 100 carbs here. We got oat bars, which back about 80 carbs per bar. And I'm gonna have some applesauce here too. We're trying to eat about 250, 300 carbs. I am at least.
Me 100.
No, you're eating about 125, 130 carbs. There's about 40 grams of protein here. Okay?
Okay, this is good.
But it's ISS protein, so 40 is all we need because it's a special blend, the Pro M3. It's a blend of protein, so it's gonna digest a little slower through our body and allow us full recovery. But this meal will be followed by another meal in about an hour. Pasta and red meat. Alright, here we are, 2003, Jay Cutler. Making my second training video. Lifestyle. The real truth behind, I guess you want to call me the 2003 Arnold Classic champion. I am the 2001 Mr. Olympia runner-up, 2002 Arnold Classic champ, 2003 Pro Ironman champ, and also 2003 San Francisco champ. Of course, the next title I'm trying to accomplish is Mr. Olympia 2003, which is in October of this year. Here we are in mid-April, shooting my new video, Jay Cutler, a cut above and beyond, new and improved. So we're in Las Vegas right now. This is my home that I built with my beautiful wife here, Carrie, and of course my 2 dogs, which Scrap's laying here with me. That was in my previous video, the cut above, and also my new Airedale Terrier who's biting himself on the floor here. That's Trace. He's about a year old. So what this video is based on is showing me in rest and recovery mode after the spring shows, which you know, of course my training is still very intense. moderately heavy, but my body still is in a recovery period, so I'm not going to total extreme like I would be if I was preparing for the show. Usually 3 weeks before the show is when I shot my last video, and the videos you see, such as the Battle for the Olympia, which is usually 3 weeks leading up to the contest. So my training is a little more relaxed, and I'm actually a little more personable, which I think is also good for a video. And of course, my last video, A Cut Above, which is still available on my website at www.jcutler.com, filmed back in 1999 in preparation for the Olympia that year. That was done 3 weeks before the show, so I want to get a few different visuals out there of myself in different modes. And now you're seeing, about 5 weeks after contest time, where I'm still on pretty much a strict regimen, but not as strict, but basically working into an off-season mode and trying to bring my body weight back up, which starts very intensely in about 10 days, and hopefully going to get some film of that for my next video, where I'm at my highest body weight and at the heaviest of weights, and of course eating a lot more food. So this is basically the middle of my routine. So what I do basically now is continue with what I would do for a contest, as far as trying to weigh my foods and count calories, which I do year round. Keep a training schedule which allows me to train at least 5 days a week, hitting each body part once every 5 to 7 days. So right now I'm guest posing basically every weekend. I'm booked every single weekend until August, which I cut, and gives me 12 weeks to prepare fully for the Mr. Olympia contest and not have to travel at that time. So I'm training right now once or twice a day, depending on what body parts I'm training. I'm doing different grouping of body parts, basically going by instinct this time. This off season is a little different from the others, where I had a set schedule. I trained 2 days on, 1 day off. Right now I'm trying to train 4 days in a row, and I'm saving a full day for the larger body parts, such as back and legs, which I only do on those once a day. I train once, and then on the other days where I'm doing lighter body parts, such as biceps, triceps, those kind of parts, I'm training twice. So right now my time is very limited because, of course, after the shows are the busiest times of the year. All the publicity is coming out for the show. I'm getting a million phone calls. I'm still doing interviews. Of course, leading up to, I think, what is going to be the biggest Mr. Olympia ever. All my exposure is coming out, so I'm getting bookings, and my mail order at my website is very, very busy. So it's keeping my wife and myself running around to post office, bank, and still trying to balance out, of course, my foods and training, and heading out of town every Friday to Sunday doing guest appearances. And that's the life of a professional bodybuilder that's on top. I mean, I worked my way to get to this point, and sometimes it's taxing to travel every single weekend. And I feel very overwhelmed this week, especially, trying to fit in other things, such as doing this training video, and that's, that's how I feel right now. Hold on, we gotta get this phone call. Never ends. My foods right now, I'm basically shooting for 10 meals a day, sometimes 12. I mean, like I said, it's time to pack on the weight. So right now I'm sitting at a little over 280. I competed at close to 260. So my goal is to get up to about 310, 315 pounds before I start pulling it down to my body weight for the Olympia, which I hope to be around 270. So right now my meals basically consist of eating basically almost every hour, hour and a half. And what I do is basically get up in the morning. I usually walk the dogs. Some days, at least 3 to 4 days a week, I'm doing cardio. I do a half hour before I eat. even now in the off season, just for cardiovascular condition. And meal one is basically 12 eggs, 2 whole eggs, a bagel dry, 1 cup of oatmeal with a tablespoon of honey, 1 banana, and 4 rice cakes basically, and then a cup of coffee and about 2 or 3 glasses of Crystal Light. And then usually I'll shower, answer a couple emails, head to the gym about an hour after that for my first training session, train for about an hour, hour and a half, between drive time and training. Come home, I usually have a serving of Pro M3 protein powder, which is exclusive by ISS Research, and I helped design this product. Very good protein source. Mixed with usually 16 ounces of Gatorade. I usually have 2 packets of sugar oatmeal with 2 tablespoons of honey, usually 5 rice cakes with that, a fat-free muffin, bran muffin, and maybe I'll have some sort of fruit like raisins or banana, something of that sort. So basically try to shoot for about 200 carbs for that meal, and the first meal is about 200 carbs also. I'm really keeping track of my carbohydrates, try to eat about 1,000 a day. So then usually I try to answer a couple emails, take care of a couple phone calls. I nap for about 45 minutes to an hour. I get up, I have about 6 ounces of pasta with about 6 ounces of red meat. And then my next meal, an hour or two after that, is usually like 5 ounces of chicken breast, usually 2 cups of rice with some vegetables, and then I head back to the gym, usually after that, about an hour after that, and I train for my second session for about 45 minutes, come home, and I have the same meal as I had for meal 2 with the powder and Gatorade and such, oatmeal, and then an hour after that I have another pasta meal, which I have about 5 ounces of pasta, and I have about 5 ounces of red meat, which I add red meat into my off-season regimen, which I don't do pre-contest. And then the meal after that, I usually eat out with my wife at least once a day. We usually go for some sushi, so I have about 2 or 3 rolls of sushi, different various sushi, just usually some sort of tuna or yellowtail, then some sort of vegetable roll. And then I come home after that, and we usually take care of business, whatever else we have to do. If usually get our orders ready for the next day, and answer a couple more emails, phone calls, and then continue to eat basically the same foods through the day that I ate through the day. Chicken breasts, some sort of oatmeal, egg whites. I usually have egg whites closer to bedtime with oatmeal, something more fibrous, or some vegetables. And then, of course, a protein shake before I go to bed. Another serving of the Pro M3. And then what I like to usually do is, because I drink so much fluids each day, I drink about 2 to 3 gallons of fluids, whether it be diet soda or Crystal Light or water or coffee. I usually get up a couple times a night, and I have usually a serving of some sort of protein powder, usually like a whey protein, or add it with some oatmeal, something like that. I usually have some oatmeal made, which I keep by my sink in my bedroom, and then just wolf that down quickly and go right back to sleep. And usually I don't have a problem sleeping, because I'm known to sleep quite a bit. So that's really about it right now for the meal plan. I just shoot for, like I said, I don't count calories, but rather count, protein and carbohydrates, which right now I'm shooting for 1,000 carbs a day, and then I eat 300 to 400 grams of protein, and I'm just trying to shoot for basically 20% of my calories now are coming from fats. My fats are meaning nuts, MCT oil, egg yolks, red meat. Not necessarily tons of added fat, some olive oil in my pasta. And we're not talking like burgers and fries and pizza because I rarely eat that kind of thing. But some good fats and some, of course, saturated fats from the meats and such. But I think right now my goal is to basically work away from the contest foods, which of course chicken and red meat are not part of my contest regimen. Rather eating fish and egg whites and powders basically is my pre-contest protein content. I'm trying to steer away from that and actually add some body fat so I can definitely condition myself for the Olympia. It'll be easier to strip it off if my body's gone up in weight, and of course added body fat. So that's really about it. 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I usually have like some sort of protein carbohydrate mix. Sometimes it might be a gainer shake, which I like to use too. I use a pretty quality weight gainer from ISS also. It's basically 40 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, and only 4 grams of fat. And the sugar content is very low for a gainer, which also doesn't bloat your stomach. A lot of these gainers are loaded with fillers and sugars, that kind of thing, but it's more of a quality gainer, so I'm able to digest it pretty easily. First, a quality protein powder or meal replacement. Glutamine is very, very beneficial for recovery and also boosting the immune system, which gets pretty run down with the training. Multivitamin, mineral, something on that idea. I use like a multi-pack, which is great. ISS has a multivitamin pack available, which is has all the different vitamins in it. But the other things that I use, like, is vitamin B. I use a vitamin C. I use garlic, cranberry for my kidneys. Use milk thistle for my liver. I use folic acid. I use some sort of fish oil, evening primrose oil I like to use. And I also used some digestive enzymes, especially with the red meat meals, to help with digestion of those meals. And like I said, I do use a weight gainer. I use some ephedrine caffeine type supplement before I do my cardio, but right now I try to stay away from the ephedrine caffeine mix, so my body doesn't get real used to it. I rather use that at showtime. Right now I'm using basically L-carnitine, which I think is beneficial for helping you use fat to use for energy when you do your cardio. And I also use a great supplement which actually boosts growth hormone levels. It's called Pro Amino Plus. It's by ISS. It's kind of expensive product, but it works very, very well. My wife also uses that. It helps naturally release growth hormone in your body when you go to bed. And it's an AM PM formula, so you take a packet of AM in the morning and then a packet of PM before you go to bed. I use also ZMA, which is great for raising IGF-1 levels. I usually take 3 tablets of that before I go to bed, which I've noticed helps me recover and feel a little more rested when I awake in the morning. So I would definitely recommend something as such. And everyone's always looking for the perfect supplement, but honestly, if you're eating enough quality foods and you're eating enough food to recover and repair yourself from the constant training and dieting, I think you don't need as many supplements when you're getting it from the foods. So people always email me and say, what do you think is the best supplement? I say, well, you basically need a protein powder, glutamine, and some sort of multivitamin mineral. But after that, you have to really go by your own feel. And some people react differently to a lot of things. And, you know, if you're eating enough food, you're benefiting the most from food, of course. You know, the average training person that's actually trying to gain mass, I mean, this is the most common question I get, is, Jay, I want to get big. I want to put on size, but I don't want to gain body fat. So I say, okay, how is your diet? And most of the time, the people aren't eating enough. They don't have an idea of what they actually need. So I basically usually tell people to follow the same guidelines as I always used, okay? Which is basically shoot for at least 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. So for myself, you know, for my protein, I try to eat at least 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, which right now my lean body mass is probably about, you know, 270 pounds. So I shoot for at least 270 grams a day. Of course, I go higher than that when I'm trying to gain even more mass, because I don't really necessarily care about adding body fat. I'm not, you know, right now trying to get ready for a show. So I go a little higher than that. And of course, you want to keep your fats to a minimum, so I wouldn't suggest adding any extra fat to your diet. And for carbohydrates, if you're trying to gain mass, I'd say at least two grams of carbs per pound of lean body mass. But I would honestly suggest 2.5 to 3. What I shoot for is basically 3 grams of carbs per pound of lean body mass is what I'm shooting for, at least. And I'm lucky I don't have a metabolism that's real slow, so I'm able to gain mass and not put on a ton of body fat, even though, you know, my body fat does rise from eating a lot more food. But you know, if you follow those basic guidelines, I think it's almost impossible not to gain any weight, and you know, you'll eventually reach your goal. In my pre-contest regimen, when I won the Nationals in 1996, I was a pretty big red meat eater. But, you know, I knew I needed to do something differently when I got into the pros and strip my body fat down even further. So what I found worked best for me, and I think it works best for everyone, it's just that everyone is scared to do it. I tend to eat a lot of fish, egg whites, and protein powder when I diet for these contests, because I think the body responds better to a low-fat diet. And of course, fish, I think, actually helps you thin the skin, and the problem is it just smells cooking it. So I usually use a Foreman grill and I cook it outside. But I just found that my body works best with low-fat dieting. I know some people think they need to eat red meat or need more fats, but I allow myself to eat more carbohydrates. I'm actually a high-carb dieter where, surprisingly, I mean, my low-carb day on a pre-contest diet, of course, you got to remember I weigh a lot, so my low carbs are about 300 grams a day, okay? I follow basically like a zigzag diet schedule where I don't have a set schedule, but I know on all my days off from training, which usually is twice a week, I only eat 300 grams of carbs on those days. Now, I have a medium day, which is between 500 and 700 grams of carbs, which is definitely a training day. And most of the days, actually, when I'm dieting, and then, of course, every fourth day of my pre-contest diet, I bump my calories way up to eating basically 1,000 carbs to 1,200 carbs a day. Okay, so this is very rare in a lot of contest diets, but this is what I do, and this is what brought me, you know, four titles in a row right now. So what I do, my guideline basically is on my low carb day, which is the 300 day, I actually eat about 400 grams of protein, okay? So my protein's pretty high. My carbs are at 300, okay? And then my medium day, I said I eat 500 to 700 grams of carbs on that day. My protein drops down to about 300 grams of protein a day because of the added carbs. And then on my high day, which I'm eating 1,000 to 1,200 carbs, my protein comes way down to about 250, somewhere around there. And of course, on that day, I eat no fats whatsoever on the high day because, you know, if you're eating that much carbs, you don't need any fats. Whereas I may, on the low day, eat maybe some turkey. I still don't eat the chicken or red meat. Okay, so that's my pre-contest foods. Well, I think, you know, you can basically use what I do as a guideline, okay? You To be a great bodybuilder, I think you need to be somewhat open-minded with your training and your dieting and a set routine for yourself. I mean, if I train 4 days in a row, that necessarily doesn't mean the next person can, or, you know, Jay Cutler diets on low fats and no red meats and this and that. You know, that's may not be beneficial for everyone. So you need to find what works for you. Like I said, I had a different look when I won the Nationals. I was eating a red meat. I won the Nationals at 248. I mean, I competed at 260 at the recent Arnold. You know, there's not much of a weight difference, but the overall look is different. Okay, there's a lot more maturity to the muscle. You know, that was almost, 7 years ago when I won the, won the Nationals. So I think you kind of need to find your own route, and you need to try different things. And that's why I think I've been so successful is I've been very open-minded with my training and, most importantly, my diet. And like I said before, I think diet is, 80 to 90% of being a professional bodybuilder. And of course, you need the genetics too. I mean, you can't just get results overnight. But all these things combined, and finding the right tool that works for you is the most important thing. So, what I suggest is, off season, definitely, at least one red meat meal a day. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, some egg whites, and of course the protein powders. I think it's important to eat a variety of food. Now, carbohydrate sources, I would suggest, when I diet for the shows, my carbohydrates consist of rice cakes, plain rice cakes, white rice, a lot of vegetables, and oatmeal. That's all I usually eat. Some fruits. That's all the carbs I eat. I don't eat pasta. I don't eat breads. I don't have usually any dairy products. And, of course, no cheat meals, which I think is important too. I mean, when I diet for these shows, I diet for 16 weeks. I allow myself enough time where I'm actually still pretty lean, even 16 weeks from the contest. But I think dieting a little further out allows you time to come down slowly and not burn muscle along with the body fat that you need to lose for the show. So people always ask me, how do you maintain your size? I mean, I'll start dieting for a contest. I mean, for example, when I got second at the 2001 Olympia, I started dieting at 273 for that contest 16 weeks from the show. Come showtime, I was 267. I mean, look at the weight loss there. There's not much there. But when I diet for these shows, I seem to gain more body weight than I really almost lose. So it just shows that I'm actually putting on muscle at the same time as burning off body fat, which I think is the way it should be. I go by old school philosophy, and that's just basically hard work and hardcore dieting and staying very strict and living a Groundhog Day-like lifestyle, which I think is very important. Stability, focus, and the set routine is the only way to go to being the top in the world. And I think that's why I've eventually made it to this point. I've been receiving this therapy, which is called neuromuscular therapy. It's also known as a deep tissue massage, but a little more involved. So basically, I've been using this technique since I started in 2000, basically for the Night of Champions, which I won in 2000. I think it drastically improved my body. Now, I have this therapy done every single week. It's quite costly, but I think it's actually brought my physique to a new level, but at the same time kept me from injuries, allowed me to improve on my posing, and of course my overall presence on stage. So what I do basically is have this done once a week. I have a guy come to my house, Cole Snyder, and I have him work on me for an hour every week, which focusing on basically lengthening the tissue, uh, hitting the attachments, and letting my body basically open up, uh, and also repair the tissue and allow more blood flow to be able to help my body improve overall, um, definition, flexibility, all the important things that are involved in bodybuilding today. I started basically with one session a week in California. Also, Steve Murphy out there worked on me. He was great. And of course, I moved to Vegas, and I wasn't able to use Steve anymore. So I searched high and low and found Cole on the internet. And to say that it's been great is, I mean, it's something that I suggest to everyone. I mean, a lot of people won't go that extra mile to improve, but I will. I mean, this is the extra things I do to be a winner, and I suggest it for anyone. Yeah, the neuromuscular can cost anywhere from $80 to $100, depending on who you are, I guess. Jay Cutler gets slightly discount because, of course, I do it every week, but I plan on spending $6,000 a year on basically deep tissue. I do use a chiropractor here in Vegas, Jeff Fine. He does adjustments for me on various occasions. I usually don't wait for my body to be out of line for him to adjust my body. I basically try to go to him at least every 4 or 5 weeks. Combined with the therapy, the adjustments definitely do work and allow my body to work at its best position. So, if I was asked, what do you believe in chiropractors? I say yes, because my guy is the best. And as long as you got someone that's very recognized, such as Jeff Fine, I would suggest using a chiropractor. The spots in my training when I get really pumped up, I actually went to the doctor for this one time, and he told me basically it was oxygen, trying to get released to the muscle. There's a lot of scar tissue in the muscle from the muscle constantly being damaged and torn or broken down at least, and then of course repaired, and the tissue gets very dense there. So sometimes I get spots on my back, and my video guy was pointing those out to me and wondering what they were. So I just tell him it's oxygen trying to get out, and I'm just too damn big, so it just doesn't get out. But it forms some somewhat black and blue spots. But hey, that's part of being big, it's it keeps people guessing, I guess. When I'm pretty well booked up for guest spots, and I'm very fortunate that, like I said, I'm booked every single weekend now from April to August. And what I try to give the fans when I head to these guest spots is I try to give more than just, a professional bodybuilder on stage hitting a few shots and, walking off and saying a couple words. Because we're not in contest shape, I feel you got to give the fans a little more. A lot of fans pay specifically to see a professional athlete on stage, and I try to come off stage and at every show and take pictures with people. Of course, if the stage doesn't allow me to, if it's too high up and there's no stairs, I can't get off the stage. It's very hard for me to do, but I try to go into the audience, take pictures with people. I stand on chairs. I let myself out of my shell a little bit and just try to please the fans. And of course, the fans are the ones that pay our bills, and the fans, if they weren't there, going to the shows and buying the magazines, it obviously wouldn't be a profession for us and able to make money. So I try to give everyone their money's worth. And yeah, if you see Jay Cutler at on the poster for your local contest or some sort of event, you're going to see see a guy that gets out of control with the fans, which I think is needed at this level, and I think it opens up a bigger fan base for myself, but also gives people their money's worth and makes them appreciate going to bodybuilding shows.
Coming future Mr. Olympia. Let's give it up big for Jay Cutler.
In the tradition of Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman, coming this winter exclusively to the Arnold Classic, Cutman. With delts as big and round as some planets. Chiseled rock-hard abs like a suit of armor. Dual quad setup. And lats as wide as barn doors.